You're listening to the sounds of the WATE, the world according to Eli.
You are now tuned in to the #1 podcast in the world, The WATE, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the host of our show, Mr. Liilard.
Yo, welcome to the WATE, the world according to Eli. I'm your host, Eli. This is my dad, the moderator. My new co-host, Fredy, A1 from day one. You know what it is. He's welcome to the show. He's joining the show now, and let's get into it.
Let's clap that up. I'm the rookie. Freddie's in the building with us to add a lot of the insight.
Yeah.
That we will need on this show. Gentlemen, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feeling
good.
Fred, just passed the test.
My test.
That's what I'm hearing. Let's clap that up again.
Yep.
Anytime a young man passes a test,
Yeah, you know.
we like to celebrate that. So, we had a very interesting week. We had Super Bowl week.
Right.
Super Bowl 54. Let's get right into it. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And we all hung out. We watched the game. We had some snacks.
Absolutely.
I was studying while I was watching
While he was watching.
Right.
So, Eli, tell me, what did you think of the game?
Okay.
And who did you have winning the game?
Okay, so I had the Chiefs winning.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, my homeboys.
Yep.
He's special. I had the score being 48-28.
Oh, so you had like a blowout.
I had a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
The game started out a little slow, but that was just because of defense.
Right.
I was impressed with the 49ers defense. Very aggressive. I knew that going in, though.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm not going to discredit them. They were very aggressive, they had him under pressure for 3.5 quarters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, they was up, so they had him under pressure. He was overthrowing it, kind of looking flustered a little bit.
Yes. And
on the flip side, the San Francisco 49ers offense was doing their thing. They were doing this little sweep thing, which you couldn't stop.
Yeah, this little option play.
A little bit of that. And then Debo, the rookie, he was going off, balling out and going for yards. And it just, the Chiefs defense seemed like they was bending but didn't break.
Gotcha.
While the 49ers were just strong.
Freddie, what did you, first of all, who did you have?
I had the Chiefs. You know,
Okay.
Just for Mahomes, because, he's Mahomes.
Yes.
I knew going in that the 49ers were going to be aggressive because they were like this all year.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked when they beat Green Bay.
Okay.
Because, I had Aaron Rodgers.
I did too.
And that State Farm's ad
would
have been dope.
Yeah, that would have been fire. So I had Mahomes going in. I had to score 30-20, so I was close.
Oh, that's very close. Very close.
I just had him because, I knew that if it was a close game, it was going to come down to him. Because I didn't trust Jimmy Garoppolo, but I knew Jimmy had, the game manager in him because he was under the Patriots umbrella.
Right, so he knew how to, if he was in that situation. Yes.
He knew how to take that under pressure. So, the X's and O's, San Francisco probably would have got it. But just that X factor, the MJ vibe.
Right. Yeah,
and early in the game when he was scrambling a little bit, they kind of kept letting him do that. Even though he's not a runner per se, but his rookie year, that's all he kept doing.
Right.
Yes.
So, they let him scramble out a bit.
And he had a subpar first 3 quarters only because of the interception.
To me, his game was not that good. If you think about it, it was not that good.
But at the end of the day, when the game was on the line,
he got it done. He got it done.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, he's a pocket quarterback. So when you got him under pressure, he would throw picks.
Right.
The first one, he was just blindsided.
But
you can't
if you
see.
think about it, he did everything right, though. He did nothing wrong. He literally played exactly like Tom Brady would have.
He played the game that was designed for him to play.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just that
as him being the star quarterback,
they allowed a couple of plays from Mahomes. That 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that was
when he got the 44 yards
from Hill. Yeah,
yes.
That was the moment that we needed to see from Jimmy Garoppolo later on in the fourth quarter. It was 3rd and 10, and me and Fredy was saying we liked the play. Well, Fredy was saying he was wide open, but he felt like he overthrew it.
It wasn't overthrown.
And it was overthrown.
The Sanders one?
Yes.
The Sanders, if he would have caught that, game would have been over.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
And we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
But I do think with 1 minute and 33 seconds left, Patrick Mahomes can still pull it off.
True. But with a defense as aggressive as the 49ers, you would at least see, both teams wanted this. The 49ers would rather have their defense on the field, giving them the best chance to stop Mahomes, and the Kansas City would like to have Mahomes on the field, the best field, So, and that's what we got was the reverse. You got Garoppolo out there trying to
throw it, and they got away. They suddenly started throwing it more, and then they stopped running it. So, which was weird to me because Kansas City's defense on the run is not that good in the league.
And everybody kept saying, "Wait a minute." You was up 28-3 against New England as the offensive coordinator, and all you needed to do was run the ball. You kept passing, and the clocks kept stopping. So here you are up 20-10, and what you need to do is run the ball so you can eat the clock.
Keep doing that sweep because they wasn't stopping.
And he passed the ball like 5 times.
Now here's the thing, though. Before Jimmy Garoppolo started falling under pressure, he was 18 for 21.
He was killing, he was really killing
he was throwing it. So I was thinking, all right, well, if he keeps it close, if he keeps.
But now remember, the clock becomes your enemy.
Yeah.
If you run the ball, you eat clock, and not only you eat clock, it was working,
and you were winning.
Right.
You were already winning. If you were down, okay, you're trying to get there.
Right.
But you were winning.
Yes.
I just remember 2 plays from the game. Right before they went to halftime, and he threw it. Garoppolo threw it to George Kittle,
and he didn't call no timeouts either.
Right, and
he should have called a timeout.
Right,
yes,
absolutely.
That was another weird thing. Absolutely.
But with the George Kittle throw, that was an offensive foul. I mean, pass interference on offense. I just didn't think that they were gonna call it.
Right, because it's one of them plays.
It was a 50-50.
Right,
it's a 50-50.
It was a 50-50. So that didn't really influence. And if they would have scored on that drive, Kansas City scored twice after they took the lead.
Yeah, but sometimes that changes the dynamics.
Right, because if it's
either up at halftime and you get the ball coming out at halftime with a chance to maybe add on,
then that makes it 24-10 or 20-10.
Right. So we had a bunch of scenarios that played out,
and then the second play, the touchdown to D. Williams.
Right.
When he threw the short pass, and it was kind of, but we already said once you make that official and you can't overturn it. The overturn call.
Right, because that enough evidence. Right. It's not enough evidence to overthrow it.
But I did think if they do overturn it, it was a good call. Either decision I would have been fine with.
Either the decision I would have been, because I know it would have been 4th and inches, and the way
would have went for it.
The way Andy Reid was coaching.
He was, I'm going for it,
And that showed me again from Super Bowl 42 or 43 with the Saints when
the onside kick.
The offside kick.
The offside kick.
With the Saints and Colts. That was another gutsy call to go for 2 4th down plays.
Yes.
And Patrick Mahomes is taking hits that he normally would never take.
Absolutely.
If it was a regular season game, but he knows it's a Super Bowl.
Absolutely. He got plenty of time to heal. And I thought Andy Reid outcoached Shanahan.
Okay, but did you think that?
I don't think that's the case.
I
think he was more risky.
He didn't call a timeout at the halftime.
Yeah.
And he kept passing the ball at the end when he should have ran the ball.
But on social media, they're calling Kyle Shanahan the modern day version of Pete Carroll because he stopped running the ball. He stopped going away from the ball.
Yes.
So, is he? I don't know.
And what happens is, too, guys, when you're in the game, or all of the game planning before the game, you got 2 weeks to prepare.
Right.
You have a game plan. Then the game happens.
And then something throws it off.
Something throws it off, and your emotions get involved. And a lot of times, you act out of character.
Yeah.
I
do agree with you somewhat. I just thought Kyle outcoached him for the first 3 quarters.
It don't matter. But when I never seen Belichick panic. So when Belichick is in the game, I don't care if he's down 12, 15, I always go, what is Belichick going to do to put his team in the best position to win? And I thought Kyle should have called the timeout before the half.
Right.
And managed the game a little, and he didn't.
Even if he would have gotten more of a chance. You know what I mean? Even if he didn't.
Because if he calls the timeout, you get 3 or 4 shots down the field instead of just that one, which they took away from you and had no more time.
And that was a critical call.
And then there was 8 plays that they passed 5 out of the 8 plays down the stretch. And if they don't catch it, the clock stops.
Right.
So the enemy becomes the clock and not the team you're playing. Even though
and
Mahomes
even when they
score.
caught it, they kept running out of bounds.
They kept running out of bounds.
Right.
So this was a weird dynamic thing.
Yeah.
But I felt that energy that he was just gonna just take it and win. I don't know.
So did you think Mahomes deserved the MVP?
I thought it was gonna go to Williams. I thought it was gonna go to running back. He had 2 catching touchdowns and I think a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he had he had 104 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns.
Right.
1 passing, 1 rushing.
I think they were going to give it to him automatically because
He's a quarterback.
I think they're trying to transition him to be in the face.
Right,
of the
right.
NFL.
Very good
So
point.
they have to.
Unless he just had such a really
unless
bad...
it was really bad. But
Right.
no.
And 2, he had a signature moment. Once it's 3rd and 15, I'm gonna throw 44
And he was
yards.
the first one who scored.
Yes,
So,
yes.
you know what I mean?
So all of those things played into it. And I didn't think Jimmy G had a bad game. He went 20 for 31. Most of them, the misses were in garbage time. Right.
Even that second interception.
Right. The second interception we know was garbage time as well.
Yeah. But that one throw he did not make, he might regretting that right now.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it was beautiful.
It was
And
beautiful.
2,
beautiful.
that was
Yes.
supposed to be his Tom Brady moment.
That was
That
supposed
was
to be
his
his Tom
moment.
Brady
That
moment.
was his moment.
If he makes that, he's a hero. Yes.
Yep.
You guys are right.
And real quick, I just I found the stat line, which was not stat line, but Patrick Mahomes became the youngest quarterback under 25 to win the league MVP and the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And
let's clap that up for young back. And I think the NFL is the future of it is bright. Because it's safe to say we're transitioning from Brady
to him.
and Breeze and those guys.
And 2, you have Ryan Tannehill, who's a mobile quarterback. You had Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, and
the guy from the Cardinals.
Kyle Murray. Yeah, but I'm talking about in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. But he's gonna be he's
definitely. And then Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
All mobile quarterbacks. The only 2 that wasn't really mobile who were pocket and Jimmy G, but Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I mean, Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
So now, speaking of Tom Brady, I'm hearing the Patriots are going to offer him about $30 million. Do you think he's worth that, or should he go to Vegas and join that?
It becomes that Kobe moment, right? So when Kobe, right before he was going to retire,
you pay him.
You give him a 2-year deal.
And let him suck up the salary cap.
But here's the thing.
That doesn't make no sense to me because you already made all your money from endorsements. Like, you don't even touch your NFL check.
Right.
When you're
and your wife is a billionaire.
And your wife is a that makes no. I feel like money's not enough.
Money is not the issue. It's gonna have to be. Does he still have something in the tank? Can he go to a team? Let's say he gets. Tell me one team, guys, that he could go to.
I feel like you go to the Chargers.
And you think the Chargers?
I feel like because they got a running back. Mm-hmm. They got a defense. Okay. With Nick Bosa's brother.
The weather's good.
The weather's good. And they got a good core of receivers. Like, they're not the best, but
so
Brady's work were worse.
That was your team. I have the Oakland Raiders.
You think okay?
No, I feel like they need a lot more pieces. Like, if you're gonna go to Oakland, you should just stay.
Well, yeah, I mean, granted they don't have Khalil Mack and Cooper anymore, but they have a bunch of draft picks.
They do have a bunch of draft picks. Where if you said, okay, Brady's our quarterback, now let's take these 8 draft picks that we got from Khalil Mack and Cooper and give Brady whatever he wants.
Get another Khalil Mack.
But I don't think he's going to be that influential because of Gruden. I feel like Gruden's going to pick whatever he wants to pick.
Well, I think Gruden is a pretty good coach.
I do too, and I know for a fact I don't think he's really into Derek Carr.
No, he's not.
He hasn't been. But I know he can trust a Tom Brady.
Every coach needs his quarterback. Yeah. The one they spend nights up together.
Right.
building.
Studying.
Now, I saw this Vegas stadium they building. I don't know if you saw
it looks like the Death Star from Star Wars.
It does. The field retracts. The whole field comes out and moves out of the stadium. And then when the game comes, they move the natural. Listen, you gotta see. That's
gonna be the next Super Bowl host.
Yes, that's
crazy.
And then for Vegas,
yes. It is.
And with the gambling, because that's going to be a big thing in like the next 5 years.
Well, then gambling is going to be what they're going to be doing anyway.
Yeah,
yes,
right? Yeah.
And
like now that it's legal,
Vegas is the place where the only downside. I don't think the Raiders are going to have any home field advantage because so many people vacation in Vegas
and then leave by Sunday. Yeah,
by Sunday.
And then two, I'm worried about the players.
Yes.
You staying up all night, partying. It's freaking Vegas. How am I not gonna party?
Yes.
Right.
Same with Miami.
And also, he could also go to the Colts if Josh McDaniels decides to take the job. They don't have a quarterback. They have a great defense.
You know who else would be good? Denver.
Oh
Denver.
But if they keep Von Miller.
Yeah, you got to keep Von Miller and that vaunted defense.
Dallas could be good too.
Oh, I would love for him to be in Dallas.
And
I don't like Brady, but in Dallas, I'd take him.
But it's Dallas.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't do that to the Patriots.
No, he wouldn't do that.
I feel like he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So that's it with that.
You're listening to the sounds of the WATE, the world according to Eli.
So the major news of the week is the death of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, he passed away
on January 26th. And I believe it sent shockwaves throughout the world. And I know Kobe is your guy, has been your guy. And so I kind of gave you an extra week. We probably should have came back last week.
Yeah, but low key, we were both emotionally.
Yeah, we were tore up for almost for different reasons.
Right.
I mean, you tore up because Kobe's your guy, and I respect it. And I was tore because of the children.
No, I was too. That messed me up too. And don't get me wrong, it's not like Kobe's death, but the fact that he was doing his dadly duties, and his coach duties, taking care of his team, and three, first of all, his daughter and two of her teammates, and then their parents, all just.
It became a very shocking event.
It became a.
It's crazy.
What did you think when you first heard it?
I mean, when I first heard it, I want to say I was in the cafeteria, right? And there's this kid who walks by. He's like, "Oh, Kobe died. Kobe died." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I thought it was like a joke or something.
Right.
And then I was doing some other work, and then my sister called me. She's like, "Did you hear Kobe Bryant died?" I'm like, "Wait, what? Kobe what?" I checked my phone. The first thing I saw, Kobe Bryant, and I was shocked. I hung up the phone. I called you.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe it, and like I wanted to get emotional, but I couldn't because I had quiz.
Yeah.
I had other stuff to do, so I couldn't, and it sucked. And then I had the jersey, so I wear, as soon as I saw it, I just wore that, and then just going through my phone, scrolling through everything, seeing the Kobe messages and stuff, and I just felt like it was just too soon, you know?
Yeah,
he was
definitely,
young,
definitely.
Had many years to come, and like I feel like he was making that transition from being a legend in the sport to being a legend
in life.
Yeah, and overall.
You know what I mean? Because he won the Oscar.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was probably gonna win another one.
Yes.
He was into writing.
Yes. Right. He had 3 books that he wrote.
Yeah, he was gonna start public speaking. He was gonna speak in Spanish, in Italian, and English.
Ain't that something? Yes.
And he was he didn't want to do Spanish at first. He was just gonna do English and Italian. Mm-hmm. But he got inspired from his wife because she's Hispanic.
Yes, absolutely.
So she taught him Spanish. He got inspired to learn Spanish. He started speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Even though like some of the soccer clubs who he was a fan of, like Barcelona, Milan, they honored him, and you know.
Just think about being able to speak Mandarin or Chinese, and he's big in China.
Mm-hmm. He's big.
Being able to speak to the Hispanic community, which is huge.
Right?
Then the English community, the
Italian
community. This guy was becoming the ultimate salesperson for anything positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And-
it was really, tough.
And his daughter and her other teammates were going to be legends.
His daughter to me was going to change the WNBA. Like, everyone was going to start watching it because it's Kobe's daughter. Like,
Yes.
You get the
it was gonna be
endorsement.
a big
You
thing.
get the endorsement by Kobe and other players.
Absolutely.
Like, it was just so sad to me. Like, especially the daughter. Like, because when I was finding out the reports, they were saying it was just him.
Right, at
And,
first.
and
right,
at
right.
first, and then, like, out of nowhere, boom, his daughter. And then it was her. And then, I just got emotional about that.
Yes,
So,
that was a real emotional time.
So, what will both of y'all? We'll talk about our favorite Kobe moments.
Right. My favorite Kobe moment would have to be him giving Michael Jordan 55.
When he was with the Wizards?
Yeah, when Mike came back, because I heard through the grapevine that Mike had told Kobe, "You will never live up to my legacy" or something, through John Sally. And John Sally relayed that message to Kobe, and Kobe hit him with a double nickel. So that, that's the killer that Kobe is.
Yeah.
So, that was my moment.
My moment was when he went to the Garden in 2009.
Oh, yeah.
And it just seemed like a regular game, but he started heating up. And then at the end of the night, I was like, oh my God, he had 61, and he was giving it to the Knicks.
Yes.
And then, to have 61, and then that big moment, because prior to that, it was Michael Jordan who had the most points
Right.
in the Garden, and then LeBron did it the week after. But
Yeah.
But that was a special moment for me.
And then Melo did it too. Don't forget about
Yeah, Melo
Melo.
dropped 62.
Forget about
Yeah.
Melo. Don't forget about
Don't
Melo.
forget about Melo. He did drop 62. Did you have a favorite Kobe moment?
My favorite, so when Kobe was on fire, I wasn't really a basketball fan. I was more of baseball. So I didn't really get to see Kobe. I got to see Kobe more towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember in middle school, there was a trend where you used to grab a paper ball. And
Oh, yeah, Kobe.
You throw them cans, be like Kobe, and I used to be like Kobe. And so I didn't know what that was. I was just saying it because everybody else was saying it.
Right.
So after I found out who he was, I kind of got into him after he retired. So I'm more a fan of him after he retired.
Gotcha.
So for me, just moments in general, I would say his messages, his interviews. I would watch all of his interviews.
Yes.
What he had to say, how he said
Absolutely.
it.
You know something?
You know?
I'm changing my moment. I'm going to say his last regular season game.
The 61?
The
That one was
60
crazy.
points,
That one was crazy.
because we were all in here and we were screaming
Yeah.
at the top of our lungs.
Yeah.
And
I
to
remember
see
that game. I remember that
him
game.
in his last game ever.
To me, when I first saw it, I was like, they're just letting him do that because it's his last game. But no, it was for real. They were playing real defense.
They were trying to make the
They were
playoffs.
trying to make the
Yeah, they
playoffs.
were trying to make the playoffs.
And then that was the first time I had ever seen one player single-handedly beat a team. Now,
Yes.
granted, it's a team effort. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but they kept feeding him the ball. He took 50 shots that game, and it didn't
It
matter.
don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
He dropped 60 in his last game.
Also, another key moment that I remembered was Game 7 in the finals. Not his best game, but he had 15 rebounds, and when he was double-teamed by Ray Allen and I believe Rondo or Paul Pierce, he kicks it out to
Ron Artest.
Who hit the big, and Phil Jackson saying, "Don't shoot it."
Oh, Ron, good shot. yes, that's one of those moments where Kobe showed growth.
Yeah,
Kobe, the old Kobe would have just took the shot and lived with the results.
yeah.
He showed growth, and it was a Michael Jordan to Steve Kerr moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Paxton.
Or Paxton moment,
Yeah.
where you give that ball up, and the end result is you make somebody else a legend.
Right.
So that night, Kobe made Ron Artest a legend.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good. And I haven't
And
gotten
the year before that, sorry to cut you off, but the year before that, I was seeing the reports and they were saying that they lost against Celtics that year before that.
Oh yeah, 2 years
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that.
Crying,
He was crying,
he
yes.
was crying, and we've never seen Kobe cry.
The reason is because the Celtics and the Lakers are the two
Right.
premier franchises.
Right.
And
And-
he needed that on his resume.
And he personally knows people across because he was good friends with Kevin
Doc
Garnett.
Rivers,
Yes.
and Doc Rivers too.
Yes.
Doc Rivers too, right?
Yeah,
So-
the way he broke down made me emotional. You know.
So he needed that, and it happened for him.
Yeah.
I don't know when the funeral is.
No, they haven't announced that yet.
They haven't announced it yet.
Right.
I feel bad about his family. Like they
Yeah.
didn't get,
I really feel bad.
they didn't get closure. Him and his parents.
Yeah, and the way that whole day went, because TMZ broke it immediately, and then nobody's breaking it.
Yes.
So we're all sitting around our TVs for 2 hours waiting for. I'm waiting for at least CNN to break it, or at least ESPN. But they're doing the Pro Bowl, and CNN is trying to. We're all trying to really make sure this is really happening.
Right. I even was trying to read the faces of some of the commentators. You know how you get some news and now you're a little
Yeah, you're a little nervous.
nervous, like geesh. And then when it finally came across, it came across, and it really was just a very, very sad and unfortunate time because 9 people lost their lives, and that's it's a lot of people involved.
And for me, one of the biggest Kobe things is just his philosophy of how he worked life.
Yes.
Waking up earlier than everybody else when everybody else didn't want to work.
Yes.
I'm gonna work hard. I might not be the most talented, but I'm gonna work harder than you.
Right.
And you can apply that to your everyday life.
Everyday life.
If you want to study harder for this test, you put that Kobe moment
Right.
in.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're training.
Yeah, my working out. Waking up early. Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing
And
about it.
that's why I wake up early. I'm up at 6. I'm ready. Like
You ready
I'm
to go.
I
Ready to
go.
go. There are no limitations to what we can do.
Absolutely. All the love and condolences go out to the families lost in the crash.
To all of the families who lost somebody and all the fans around the world, Mamba out.
Mamba out. Kobe
You're
for the
listening
logo.
to the sounds of the WATE, the world according to Eli.
So now let's transition to a little bit of basketball.
Yeah.
Yes, there are a couple of things going on in the NBA. Let's start with Dame Liilard. Dame Liilard has been on fire. Fuego. Do we say fuego?
Fuego.
Mucho fuego.
Caliente.
Caliente. Okay. Caliente. Okay. All right. He is on fire. Last 6 games, he's had at least 6 threes. No player in the history of the NBA has ever done that.
Not even Steph?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Not even Steph, guys.
Or Clay.
Or Clay, 6 games in a row with at least 6 3-pointers. He's the first player to average 45 points and at least 10 assists for 6 straight games.
I'm surprised James Harden hasn't done that.
I'm surprised James
Yeah, I
Harden
was about to
hasn't
say
done
that.
that.
James Harden, yeah.
So what we're witnessing, and I've watched a few of those games, guys. He doesn't seem like he even going nut.
Right.
He seems like he getting it in the flow of the offense.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think it kind of sucks in a way because in order for him to win, he has to play like that.
Got you.
Especially in the playoffs.
Right.
So I feel like he doesn't have enough help around him. And CJ, he's just kind of like defers to him.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Maybe a little too much, maybe?
Too much, yeah, a little too much.
But what about when you saw James Harden do that? Like when he had those scorching performances.
But they weren't winning.
But they weren't winning.
No, I'm talking about but when he was doing that, they were the 14th seed, and he got them all the way to number 3.
Yeah, I think that might have been the schedule.
The system,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
schedule.
Sometimes the
Yeah,
schedule works in your favor, but in the playoff series, that's just not going.
I feel like he's going to get tired.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can
Definitely
win,
going to get tired.
but he can win 1 or 2 games
Right.
No, he definitely can.
in a series. So if the series is close, look at what he did against OKC in that 5-game
Yo.
series. Right?
And Denver.
And
He
Denver.
beat Denver.
Had he had 1 more piece, they may have been in the finals.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I think this year, I think they're a little bit better, believe it or not, because I think Trevor Ariza
And Melo.
and Melo could be the difference. And Whiteside has been
No, I like Whiteside.
he's just been going about his
Been
business,
quiet.
blocking shots and doing those
That's
things.
Portland. That's that Portland life. Like, what are you doing in Portland?
Yes.
Right. And too, for me, with the Dame performance, is different than James, because James, to me, he was doing that little shot clock thing.
And it's the boom, 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 boom,
And then boom.
a boom, 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 boom,
And then, like you said before, you know the setback is coming. You just can't stop it.
All right.
Yeah.
This one to me is a little different because he knows he's picking his points, and then he's still passing the ball.
And he don't waste a lot of dribbles.
Right.
Dame
Yeah,
ain't
no,
gonna
he
go
don't.
through his legs 15, 20 times.
If he sees up, he's shooting that right
Yes,
away.
he
And he
should.
has a quick release. It's not like Harden. Harden has to like form it up and then shoot.
Right.
And Dame is going from the logo right now.
Yeah.
So how do you? It's Steph Curry.
Yeah,
How do
Steph
you
Curry.
defend the logo? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just think I do agree with Freddie, which was I think CJ does need to become that Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
And two, you have the handles to get your own shot.
Like, he's good enough.
Not taking shots at Klay Thompson, but I'm just saying Klay is more stop and
Because
pop.
he did it in the playoffs. He did it against Denver. When that
Right.
game 7, he showed up, and that's the reason why they won, because his name was off that night.
Right. Absolutely. So you need to you just need to take your own and don't defer as much as
But I think Melo there, along with Trevor Ariza, who can still defend. And if Whiteside just block shots, that's it. Rebound. And remember, they got Nurkic
on the bench.
Well, he's
he's waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he gets in, let's say by March,
And then
by the playoffs, they're going to be a team you don't want to face.
And then the number 5th or 6th seed.
You don't want to
And
face
they
that.
got Cam Bazemore, who can also defend.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
Because that's the reason why I got him.
they're going to be a team that you just don't want to face in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Because of the playoff
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. And I think the seeding is going to play. Depending on where they go, I feel like the seeding is going to either help them or kill them.
Absolutely. So we're going to pay attention. But they play tonight, yes?
They play Denver at 9 o'clock. I think Dame's gonna go for like 57, 11 assists, and they'll get the dub.
Against Denver, are they playing in Denver is the question.
I think they're playing in Portland.
Well, okay, we'll see we'll ask our associate producer where that game is tonight. I'm going to say if the game is in Denver, I say he may lose the streak tonight.
Yeah, I like Denver.
But if they're at home,
Yeah.
they're at home,
they're getting there.
then he could be cooking.
Yep.
It's in Denver?
It's in Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll go for 35 tonight. He'll go for 35.
Nah, I'm still say 57.
Because I think
Michael Porter in Denver, people,
sleeping.
he is nasty. He's a sleeper.
It's like they got a number 1 draft pick.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Like him in high school used to be disgusting.
Who you gonna move out in the starting lineup?
Well,
eventually when he gets there.
When he gets there, but he don't have to start right now. You're just getting him
Just getting him ready.
acclimated,
Right.
you know?
It's sort of
got
like
six
Victor
man.
Oladipo. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Just like that.
Right. You bring him in. The Lakers paid homage to Kobe.
Friday night.
Friday night,
Friday
have a
night.
beautiful ceremony. I felt LeBron handled it well.
I like that he went off script. He was like, "Dude, I wrote something down, but forget it. We're gonna just go off
Yeah,
script.
I like
and
that
we're gonna
too.
I'm gonna just speak from the heart."
And the halftime performance was
Yes.
Khalifa.
Yeah.
Charlie Puth. I loved it. That song.
I love that song. That song really
is the
moves
one.
me.
You know what I mean?
It is the perfect song for that moment.
Yeah.
And I thought they paid homage well. And I think the Lakers are kind of got a hangover right now.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think tonight will be the first night
I feel like by default they should win the championship.
by default.
Yeah.
But,
I already said this is now
But
for
if
Kobe.
they don't,
but it's wide open.
No.
Other teams are still saying we respect Kobe too. And Kobe wouldn't have it any other way than
That's
everybody
right.
play hard.
That's
Right. And what do you guys think of the Doc Rivers comment when he was saying they want to win it all for Kobe?
They do.
yeah, they-
No, but I'm saying is that a do
No.
you,
I feel like he said it more for the city of LA than
Right,
the Clippers did.
Right. So
Then-
by
then
default,
right.
if LA wins it,
Then,
you still
you know, yeah,
okay.
you still-
Lakers didn't do it. That would be the Cinderella
right the story
end,
right.
Yeah.
of the story. But I think LeBron and them, to me, they've been playing a little lethargic since it happened.
Right, yeah.
I think tonight is the first night they go, okay,
Against the Spurs.
now we need to
Yeah,
get back
Let me get back to
Yeah.
business.
to business, and then you know they'll take it from there. So I really thought
Yeah.
that was a great move.
And I feel like they should retire number 8 and 24 around the league.
Okay, so
I feel like they should do that.
you mentioned the logo. Do you think that they should do
They
both?
should, yes. I feel like if they ask Jerry West if he wants to change it, he'll be the first one to say yes.
I don't think they should do both though.
But
I
what
mean,
happened, what I understood from Malcolm was telling me is they never had to pay Jerry West for that logo. We all assume that it's Jerry
okay.
West.
That's
So
crazy.
imagine having to pay him for the logo. He is the logo.
Right.
He would make billions of dollars. So now if you make it distinctly, this is Kobe. That means you got to pay his estate.
Or you gotta
and
pay
his family
someone. Someone's getting paid.
billions of dollars.
Which I mean, but technically that would be a perfect Cinderella moment for
But
what
it's
just,
also perfect to leave it as is.
That's true.
And not have
just
to
retire
pay.
all the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, money talks. You know what I mean?
What's right in business. Business
Right.
is gonna win.
Business is always going to win.
business, that's
So,
No, but the ANs and 24 around the
Okay,
whole league.
I
'Cause
do- I do agree with
some
that.
players who were number 8 changed it.
I do agree with that. Retire number 8 and 24 around every arena.
okay. And I think that would be fair enough.
You're listening to the sounds of the WATE, the world according to Eli.
So let's talk. NBA trade deadline is coming.
Okay.
Thursday.
So about 3:00.
Yeah.
So some teams got to make a move. I'm hearing Capella.
So I'm hearing Capella that Houston Rockets are trying to trade him to eight different Eastern Conference teams. Atlanta is one of them.
Celtics are one of them.
Celtics are one of them.
If the Celtics get him,
but who you gonna give up?
I don't feel like they're gonna give a lot up.
I say you give up Gordon Hayward.
True.
And maybe a draft pick.
Yeah,
and maybe
because salaries. That's the only reason probably why.
And maybe Marcus Smart.
No, they can't.
He's the heart of the team to me. He's the one that really.
He's a Pat Beverly. He's that Draymond Green.
You don't give up Kemba Walker. You don't give up Brown. You don't give up Tatum.
Yeah.
And you don't give up Smart.
Right.
Anybody else
is on table.
They can go. Like Gordon has been great. We're gonna package you because Capella in the East with the pick and roll.
Yeah, that'd be dominant.
He would refill Al Horford's position.
And that would help them go against Giannis. When Giannis wants to go in the middle of the paint.
Absolutely. So you got to start thinking matchups. You know what I'm saying?
The T-Wolves want D'Angelo Russell. They really want him.
Minnesota.
I don't know why,
no, it's because Cat
is leaving.
Yeah, Cat.
I
think Cat will get traded too.
But they just gave him. Didn't they just give him a big contract?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't see. And here's the thing. I don't understand that. Once again,
I don't understand why players do that. Like, if you know you want to leave,
why take the contract? Thank you.
Malcolm just mentioned it. Business.
But that's true.
Business over logic and love and all of that.
True.
Somebody offering you. Listen, it cost Melo 3 titles.
True.
LeBron told him, do not sign the extension with Denver because we got something cooking. Right. And Denver came and said, we got $80 million. No,
but if you think about it.
He signed the extension with Denver. Yeah. And then he wanted out.
Traded. Yeah, he got traded.
But it was $80 million. Now you got to think about where you come from, how you grew up. He probably was like, man, $80 million.
But if you think about it, you're Melo. You get endorsements deal. Like, not every player got endorsements deals. So you're probably going to make that money back anyway.
I don't think
if you win.
I don't think he thought LeBron and them could pull it off. Like, how are you going to get three of us on one team?
On one team, that's crazy.
So they went with Bosh.
If they would, don't get me wrong, Bosh is a great player. Yeah. But if they had Melo, they would have never lost any of those.
I don't think they would have lost any of those. They had 5 rings already.
Yep.
And then they would have probably found a way to bring Chris Paul in. Because he would have been the only one.
The banana boat.
He would have been the only one off the banana boat. He would have took a pay cut to come in.
Yeah.
And then they would have went down as the legendary.
And the Warriors would have never happened if you think about it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
probably because they got him by the draft.
Right. True.
But then the seeding of where they go
to. Right.
So I'm hearing. Go ahead.
I'm also hearing. I think OKC might trade Chris Paul to Miami and whatnot.
He's got a lot of money left on his contract,
and he don't want to leave too.
He's doing his thing out there. He'll leave if the price is right, meaning a championship.
Oh, do you think? I'm sorry. Do you also think the Clippers should pick him up?
I don't think he has no place for the Clippers. No, the Clippers are stacked.
No. But I'm saying give up because the rumor is also too. To come back for him to come back to the Clippers, they would give up Patrick Beverly and like a couple of Zubac and a couple other pieces. That's not their main core, but they lose their depth like that.
Patrick Beverly is the heart of that team. It's a
him.
Really weird dynamic. Don't get me wrong. Chris Paul is a bulldog,
right?
So,
but it messes up their depth.
I don't think he has a good relationship with Doc Rivers.
Right. I think that's the reason he left.
Yeah.
Now, I think Kuzma should get traded for Derrick Rose.
But I just got a report before that Derrick Rose told the team he doesn't want to get traded.
He doesn't want to get traded. He wants to stay in Detroit and lose.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Okay.
That makes no sense.
But it doesn't matter if you want to get traded or not. Does he have no trade clause?
No, he doesn't. He's
okay. All right. So Derrick Rose has been real. Here's your bags. Here's your flight info.
Yeah.
We'll see you when we see you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing also D'Angelo Russell to the Knicks.
But
I don't think they have enough. We don't have enough because we didn't have picks.
They trying to get everybody.
The Knicks trying to sweep the house.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of Marcus Morris. Dennis Smith wants out.
I can take Randall. Randall would be nice.
Yeah, you got some pieces there.
Oh, I know.
And the Knicks, they get rid of fire.
They already got rid of him.
Oh, so now they going for the guy from Toronto.
Oh,
the GM from Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
I heard they're trying to get Rich Paul to be the GM.
The
That's
Rich Paul.
crazy. What?
LeBron's man. I don't know if that makes any sense.
That don't make no sense.
That's a step down.
Oh,
for
probably
Rich Paul.
probably for
Trying to
AD.
follow the Lakers model, and then Rich Paul tweeted like the
Okay. Okay.
That'd be
I
interesting.
mean,
though.
but you
probably
know what?
because AD is a free agent.
Not only that, what you see is you will finally get players who want to come to the Knicks.
right.
people don't like Rich Paul though. The agents don't like Rich Paul.
No, the agents don't like the players.
The players
love Rich
do.
Paul.
Yeah, nah.
But he would have to give up his agency. You can't do
right,
both.
right,
You can't
right.
own a team and be an agent.
Right.
That's like an oxymoron. You can't do that. So I'm not sure if he wants to give up that kind of power to sit up in New York offices. But New York is the capital of the world in terms of other business deals. Well, this could get interesting.
Or nothing can happen and we just stay at the same.
Yeah, that's true.
We watch the deadline at the 3:00, and only small deals. Wojciechowski, he's got a bomb, and it's gonna be a small bomb or something.
Yeah.
But the Lakers are gonna have to make a move. I do know that.
Yeah, they do.
The Clippers are gonna
be.
beat them in a 7-game series.
I think they'll be fine.
No,
I'm watching the Clippers.
They need a depth.
I'm watching the Clippers. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You're right. The Clippers do have depth, but I'm watching them. They don't have what it takes.
They need a shooter, and New Orleans is not getting rid of JJ Redick.
Oh no.
No,
They're
he
not
would be.
doing that.
I'm hearing J.R. Smith has been practicing.
Oh yeah, J.R. Smith.
He looked good.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're
To the Lakers,
thinking
right?
Yeah, to the Lakers.
I
look
ain't bringing
good.
him back after that.
But you know what he can do. But you know what he can do. He can shoot.
He can
But you know
My
also,
Lord, he can shoot.
you also know one night you're gonna get Hennessy.
Yeah, he gonna be drunk.
Honey.
He gonna be on the Henny, and he gonna think he up 2 and he down 1, and he gonna grab a rebound and dribble out the clock. Yeah, it'll happen. But he did help Cleveland win a title.
He did.
He is a champion.
Okay.
And he is fuego.
And he plays defense.
And he defends.
Yeah.
And I've been watching him train, and it looks like that could be something that could happen. Toronto, let's talk Toronto. They won 11 straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
without
looking
Kawhi.
good without Kawhi.
They did that last year.
Yeah, but
though.
they did that last year.
But I think this year, since the rest of the playing field in the East is kind of balanced out, they could get that done. They play up in Toronto. They Siakam and these guys have come into their own.
Fred Van
Vliet and these guys have come into their own. I'm not sure they could beat
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee in a 7-game series, but because Milwaukee seems to be just a cut above everybody else.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It goes back to in the clutch time. I can't trust.
But they put more shooters around him now.
Like who?
Siakam is fire.
Minnesota. I mean,
Milwaukee, but who did they put?
they put
Kyle Korver.
yeah, Kyle Korver out there, and they stretch the floor a little bit more. They got some pieces, and I think with smelling the playoffs last year,
And yeah, you was close to it. Yeah.
you could get Milwaukee and LA, the 2 teams Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for. Like this year, the Super Bowl, you had Kansas City and 49ers. Joe Montana played for both of those teams.
Right. Yeah. He did.
So you could get one of those mismatch things and bring back nostalgic stuff.
Yeah.
Could happen. Kyrie Irving has re-injured himself.
Yeah, again, unfortunately.
He's Mr. Glass.
You think he's Mr. Glass?
He's
What do you
Mr.
think?
Glass.
You think he's hurt all the time, or you think he's mentally hurt?
Yeah, I feel like he's mentally hurt. I feel like he was gonna get motivated now because of the Kobe situation, but he did. But then I don't know. It's just he's doing something wrong with his conditioning. Like I don't know.
To me, he doesn't seem like a good teammate. And I hate to say that.
But you're
But
absolutely.
I think that's because he's not playing with KD.
Well, he played in Boston, and
you
he
had
wasn't
a great
good teammate.
And you had a great team around you. You had pieces.
Yeah, like so wherever he goes now, he seems to kind of get this reputation that he's different. He doesn't blend.
And then we look back at LeBron keeping that under wraps.
LeBron kept a lot of it under wraps
And
in
it never
Cleveland.
came out.
And it wasn't until he left that LeBron was like, come on, y'all don't know what we go through here to keep this young guy happy. So I'm not sure if basketball is the true passion
for him anymore.
Sometimes you lose.
I mean,
the passion.
growing up as a prodigy itself, like it's hard because
Yeah.
you're already destined to be great.
Right.
So like you kind of get worn out of doing that.
Because-
to me that's okay.
And the game is so easy.
It's so
to him.
easy to him. Like okay,
Right.
I could drop 50, but I just don't want to.
Right.
Right, and it goes back to LeBron's kids. Bronny, and then it goes back to D-Wade's kid. And then possibly whatever happens in the future with Stephen Curry's son.
Absolutely.
You got all three of y'all would have three big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that don't really have to. You gotta play your
I mean,
game.
Kyrie didn't really have shoes to fill.
But his dad did play.
His
But
dad
yeah,
did play. With
And his
something.
godfather was Rod Strickland, who was nasty.
crazy
Yeah.
with the handles.
Oh man, when I tell you Rod Strickland was nasty. he was
Other
nasty.
good news in Brooklyn though, they just showed KD running
Oh, okay.
after the Achilles, tear.
Okay, so that's good. Maybe he'll be back at the beginning of the training camp.
Yeah.
Speaking of Steph, I'm hearing he's coming back in March.
I don't like
I
that
don't
move.
know why.
I don't like that move. We tank, get the number one pick, and then go from
No,
there.
no.
And
They're
then
not getting
secretly,
the
He
number
can
one
come
pick.
back and
they could get the number one pick.
Nah,
They
but
got
it's
the-
good that he comes back so you can get, his feet wet. you
get
know?
his feet wet. Get his
But
feet
for
wet.
what?
And because you still got people who paid tickets.
That's why we got D'Angelo. Keep
No.
him as
He's
the.
not filling up seats. Are you
He's not
crazy?
filling
No,
up
he's not.
He's
He's
not.
not. But I'm just saying he's the piece.
One of
And
the
Khaled is
splash brothers.
practicing too. I feel like they want to make a push, even if it's an issue.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they don't,
Dude,
but you never know.
look, I need the number one pick.
Because I feel like because of them, the seating doesn't matter anymore.
Say it again.
The seating doesn't matter anymore.
No. To me, that's how I feel about Portland. Like because of the championship pedigree of the Warriors, it don't matter where they go.
Right.
They can go from 1 to 5, 8.
Yeah.
If they get in, they have what it takes to knock a team off.
Right.
That's why it's no give me in the West. You think you got the number one seed, and that's a good
That's
thing.
nothing.
That may be a bad thing. You may be better off being number 3.
Right.
Because whoever's in number 7 and 8 could be the Spurs or the Portland and
It only matters in the finals.
True. Very true.
absolutely.
I just think we should keep thinking, but I'm whatever. We'll see what happens.
In other NBA news, Luka Doncic is going to be out for 6 games. He's been on a tear.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
But I think if Porzingis keep
He's been playing well.
He's been playing well the last 2 games.
Porzingis is going to be better next year.
Right.
Yeah.
People
Right.
forget that
He used
first
to be-
year off the
with the
injury. You know,
But if he can hold down, I'm just saying if he can hold down the fort for the next 4 to 5 games, then hey, it didn't hurt you.
And I feel like they got good depth. Like
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like they've
Yeah.
overachieved a little bit.
I think
Yes,
they had Tim
yes.
Hardaway, Steph Curry
Tim
on there.
Hardaway.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
like
they
Tim
inserted Tim Hardaway Jr.
Starting
into the
lineup.
starting
Yeah.
lineup, and it changed the dynamics of how
Because
They
he's
lost-
a starter. He's
They
a
lost
starter.
the White Poole who tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw
But
yeah.
that was a big piece for them at the time, being the forward or the center.
Right, and,
So-
and the way Doncic, he's like that little.
He needs the pick.
yeah.
He needs the pick.
He needs that pick. And last but not least, we're on our official Zion watch.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson, he's looking good. He's looking good. I don't think he's trying to take on too much.
Right.
He's kind of, getting his feet wet.
His first 5 games, he missed 24 shots. He rebounded 24. I mean 12 out of his.
So he
24 shots.
he rebounded half of those.
That's
bro.
crazy.
That is.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that means he's hustling.
He has that offensive rebound skill like
Match.
Shaq.
Yeah. Charles Barkley.
And
Karl
it's
Malone.
amazing to me because he's not that tall.
No,
Right.
but he got springs.
He got that vertical.
And he's girthy.
Yeah, he's
So,
girthy.
and
And his
because,
shot looks like Draymond Green, but it's a little bit more smoother.
oh, yeah, it's a little bit more. He got that little wetter. Got that little left hand
Yeah.
wetter.
To where if you leave me wide open, dude, I'm gonna shoot it.
I'm going to shoot that.
And I like him and Lonzo. I feel like that combination, probably next year or the year after that, they're going to be.
And that was supposed to be the Lonzo and LeBron matchup we had.
Right. And now
Right.
you got Ingram, who made the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
Give it up for Ingram.
Again, these cities, New Orleans. What are you doing in New Orleans? You're doing absolutely nothing.
Except eating.
Exactly.
You eating that,
Yeah.
what they call that,
Gumbo?
gumbo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that
eating
gumbo.
that gumbo, baby.
And,
And I
don't-
think that's what messed up Zion. He probably was out there. Let me get another.
But I do still think he needs to lose a little bit of weight. I like the way he's been playing so far.
But I think, really, I thought it was great that they bringing him back now.
Right.
He get his feet wet. Then he go through a full training camp. When he come out of training camp for the next season, I think the
Real
Pelicans
quick.
are going to be dangerous.
On his comrade, his other peer in Memphis, John Morant
Morant?
and the Memphis Grizzlies was throwing shots at Iggy.
Yeah, they trying to say they want Iggy out of there Because if you don't want to play with us,
Right.
then move on so
He
we can
hasn't
show you
played
how.
with them. Yeah,
he hasn't played one game.
Right, and then-
and now this is his time because it's trade deadline time.
And
Yeah.
I think if they don't trade him, they have to buy him out. He can possibly go back to Golden State because obviously he didn't want to leave Golden State.
That would be lovely. That would be lovely.
And Steph chimed in, and then John Morant clapped back at him
Yeah.
with that Kevin Durant photo, talking about you didn't get this MVP.
Yeah.
Finals
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah. Well, clap back. I love it. I love.
But I like the trash
I
talk.
love Ja Morant's
Trash talk, yeah.
bravado.
And I love that team's bravado because they're a bunch of young dogs, but they're
He reminds
chirping.
me of a young Kyrie.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a little
Young
bit of
Kyrie.
and
a
the
little bit of
Westbrook with the
yeah,
buoyant.
exactly. A little bit of Westbrook.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So Ja Morant is going to have, and at the end of the day, he's going to have something to say about that. Let's change the subject here.
You're listening to the sounds of the WATE, the world according to Eli.
So we had some Grammy winners, some of your people.
Yeah. Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas won 9 awards.
Who's her brother?
His name is Phineas, like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. He's her executive producer.
Oh, so they do. Oh, it's a family affair.
Yeah, and he has his own music. He won producer of the year.
Wow.
She won.
Never heard of this
I've
man in
never
my
heard of
life.
this man.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
guys, I'm outside the box with my music, so
Yes.
I'm a little
No,
bit more,
absolutely, absolutely.
See,
Wow.
look, I'm not against her music. It just doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah, I understand. I get that.
Everybody got their own thing.
Everybody has their own thing. I'm sorry, I'm pulling up something, guys. Give me a second.
All right.
She won for best album of the year, record of the year, song of the year, and best new artist.
Wow. She racked up, huh?
And she was the youngest and first female artist to win to sweep the major categories at a young age since 1981.
So it sounds like
She's
she
like
has
22, 23.
a bright future.
She just turned 19.
Wow.
Lizzo won 3 Grammy Awards. I'm not sure what they were for because they be showing the Grammy Awards.
Yeah,
I mean they be
J. Cole. Hold on. J. Cole.
Do your thing.
J. Cole won?
J. Cole.
He got one.
Finally.
Huh? He was featured on
Yeah,
something?
he was featured on
on
21.
Oh yeah,
21 Savage.
I forget the name of that song. Yeah, I was
A
there.
lot.
Yeah, I like that song.
Tyler won for best rap album.
Okay, yeah.
Tyler the Creator.
I'm not gonna press the button for that.
Yeah.
And Higher won for best rap performance. The
Yeah,
Nipsey Hussle song.
Nipsey. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that was,
I like that song.
that was dope. Shout out to Khaled and another one.
Yeah,
We the best.
We the best.
So I think now Khaled has a Grammy as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
And
so-
he said it too. Like he was like, I know this song is gonna win the Grammy.
Yeah. Like sometimes you can be in the studio and just know that this is the heat.
Yeah, so those are the major winners. I'm happy with it because last year that disappointed me, but I was on some other stuff.
Okay, all right. So did you see the coming attractions for the Fast and Furious 9?
Yes, I did.
I did too.
Yes.
I did.
I'm watching that.
my
Yes.
I'm gonna go see that.
Nah, well,
Yes.
the 12 p.m. that Thursday, I'm in there.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna
I'm
be
in
in there
there.
because I said, how many times can they keep showing me these car chases and me
And
get
like
that excited?
one of the stunts already pissed me off because like I'm like how is that possible?
So that's what I was gonna bring up.
I said that last movie too.
They already pissed me off. It's already in the trailer, but it's okay.
With I believe Fast and Furious 6 or 7 when they jumped through the buildings, did they top that?
They topped that with this one.
Nah,
They
they definitely
jumped on the
topped it.
skyscraper.
It hit the rope and the wheel got on the how? It hit like the thing and the wheel got on it and then perfectly matched it and then they went over there.
Remember the bus going across the cliff and then
Oh yeah, that's true. And Paul, yeah.
And that was crazy to me too.
Guys, these guys are the best.
Like, oh my gosh.
You just have to admit it.
Okay, but side note, we don't like the fact that John Cena is the brother now.
I just want to know, where are you getting these storylines from?
Forget the storyline.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Get your popcorn and watch the car chases.
And then how did the
Han is alive.
how did
Han
come
is
back?
alive.
Yeah,
That
I
makes
saw him die
no
twice.
sense to me.
Yeah, he's alive. You thought he died in the car. He didn't. Yeah, he got out.
Does that mean his girlfriend's alive too?
He got out.
No,
Oh
I
my
think she hit the road.
Oh
Literally.
my gosh.
No pun.
Guys, now we have to change the subject about. We got to talk about a funeral.
Okay, real quick. What did you? real quick on your own thoughts. I know we didn't even write it down, but what did you think of Bad Boys 3?
Oh, I just saw Bad Boys.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
It was good.
No spoilers.
What was your? Give me a little summary without spoiling. I guess
I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh,
It was good. It was funny. If you like the Bad Boys series, you're gonna love it.
I'm gonna love it then.
That's it.
Okay.
It's the same characters doing the same things. Nothing extra happened.
Gotcha.
Just funny jokes.
Do you
The
feel like
camaraderie is there.
Do
Yes.
you feel like they're gonna make another one?
Yes.
Okay, because he
Yes.
was
Wait,
like,
did it? Oh,
he was like, I'm only gonna do it if it's fun to me.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
I
okay.
think they'll get one more out of it, and then they'll run off into the sunset.
y'all better not take 15 years to drop the 4th one. All right.
No, I don't want to see them.
No, I don't want to see
with
them.
the
I don't wanna
walkers.
see them, yeah. I
Bad
do
Boys
like.
for
I didn't
life.
watch it yet, but the movie he dropped before that, Gemini Man, is really cool to me.
Okay, I gotta see
Because
that.
with the he's using the movies he's taking now is not so much for the box office. It's more of like how can we reinvent
Technology.
the film, the
Yeah.
way we film each other, like stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Using technology.
So it was a technological breakthrough.
Yes. He basically filmed it himself with all of the cameras.
That's
Like
dope.
he didn't have no stand double, no nothing.
So let's talk about a funeral. Lil Wayne's album.
Was literally a.
R.I.P. It's literally a funeral.
Yeah, it's literally a funeral. Yeah. Exactly.
And this is sad. Like I don't like saying this because Lil Wayne is one of my favorite artists ever. 2009 to 2011,
He killed it.
Lil Wayne killed that era.
Yeah. And
Like that was like your Jay-Z moment,
Gotcha.
but mine.
right. Absolutely.
And
Makes
then in
sense.
the era of that was Drake, Nicki.
Right.
So it kept going, even though he wasn't really the one.
He was the
but it
extension.
kept going.
He was the
Yeah.
extension.
Because you knew that Wayne verse was gonna be fire.
And I only liked 5 songs, which was
I like one.
Monogamy.
Monogamy.
Sorry,
Same
Mahogany.
way I say it.
Mama. That was the 3rd track, and that was pretty much it. And maybe the first one.
So maybe he's lost the old fastball.
And
Yeah.
he has only because he hasn't been
And the
listening.
one with little twist. That one's fire too.
Okay,
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I like.
Cause it sounds like this, it sounds like this sound.
Gotcha.
era.
Okay,
Yeah, it
this
sounds
era,
like
okay.
this era.
Gotcha.
And that's mainly because he doesn't listen to the outside world besides himself.
And that's a bad idea. You have to draw reference points
Yeah.
off something.
Right. Or to understand, it's my time to walk away from the game. I've
But
done
not
this.
even walk away, like, cause he drops like
Dude,
feature verses,
I-
but he's still rapping like we're in 2012, 13. Like, stop rapping like
Okay,
that.
and on that note, I feel like the same way with Eminem.
Even with, but Eminem at least gives you a storyline. Like the song
He has a
Darkness,
theme.
there's a theme to it.
It's the same theme I heard back in 2005.
No,
It is. I have to agree.
sorta.
I have to
But
agree.
he still has the ability to tell your story with his song.
There is a
Okay.
new generation of rappers out, guys, and maybe it's time to pass the torch. Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to stop rapping.
Right.
It just means you have to allow the younger generation
Yeah, but we did
to be
appreciate.
creative.
Like I just don't like that. There's no message to the
It is.
album. Like
It's
funeral.
all over the place.
Like what? Like I didn't even know you were dropping
It's
it.
all over the place.
Real quick, speaking on hip hop, I forgot something, but Billie Eilish had a statement, and she was saying how she thinks hip hop is lying about shooting guns and talking about women.
She's
What
true.
are your
That-
thoughts
that's-
on it?
She is
true.
absolutely correct.
So
Now, that stuff does happen, but not the way they rapping
Yeah.
about it.
Right, and she said there's a difference between lying about stuff that you don't do, and then just telling a great story.
I'm not sure she should be one to be saying that because
Right.
she's only 19.
Right. Okay. So I think that was the problem with her
I
statement.
like
I think
how she's bold about it, but you're not.
I-
you don't live that life.
Yeah,
you
I-
wouldn't even know if it's true or not.
right, and I think that was the problem. I do agree with her statement. I just thought it shouldn't have came from her.
Yes.
Cause I know for a fact there was a rap, little Reese, little one of the littles. He was on
One of the littles.
one of the littles. I don't even know. He was on. He had like a very popular song, and he was on Genius, and he was saying how he was rapping it, but he's never done that before. Like,
Right.
I just said it because it sounded
For
cool.
publicity
and
stunts.
I've never actually done it.
Right.
And
No,
I was
yeah.
like, okay.
But I have no problem. Yeah, what you because dude, I'm like, no, I know about all these young rappers. They don't.
Yeah,
Except,
it's impossible for you to still be alive, not in prison, and you done killed 9 people and did all of that.
except for Bobby Smurda.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
different.
but he's coming out. He's coming out, and the
he's
New
paid
York-
his
His
Price.
fade is Price.
Yeah.
Right?
He's coming out the drill, New York drill, because it's sounding more like UK type thing.
Yeah.
So he's coming into that mix. It's gonna be fire.
We're going to see what it is. So Jay-Z and Beyonce didn't stand for the national anthem. Was
Why
that
are
a
we
big
talking
deal?
about this?
Thank you,
Oh my
thank you.
gosh.
Okay, no, but you had an issue.
I sit for it sometimes.
And my thing is, that whole section was sitting. When I watched the video,
said that.
the whole section
I
was sitting.
said that
Okay.
the guy right next to them was sitting.
Look weird if they would have been standing and everybody else was sitting.
Okay, because earlier that game you had a problem with it.
No, I didn't have a problem. Somebody
don't care.
tweeted it, and I was saying, me thinking everybody else was standing.
Oh, and
they were sitting.
But when you realized the whole section got you.
And when I saw the whole section sitting,
Yeah, no, I saw a little video. The whole section was sitting. I was like, okay.
yeah.
I didn't even think they were down there. I thought they were like in a suite or something.
Right.
So last but not least, guys, I want to talk about the Aaron Hernandez documentary because we didn't, get a chance.
Yeah,
to
we
get
didn't
off.
get it. It came out a while ago.
Kind of give me your insight. Did you see the documentary?
Yeah, I saw it.
Kinda give me your insight.
I had to stop seeing it for like a good 20 minutes because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was crazy to me how it was kind of like the Bill Cosby, but like he was actually playing.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Oh, you mean OJ?
Yeah.
OJ. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the OJ thing. So to me, it was kind of crazy how they were kind of describing the fact that he resembled that, but he was actually playing while he did it. And I just didn't like the way they try to use different stories to kind of defend him doing it.
Yes.
Like his sexuality at first.
Like, what did that have to do with the killings?
Probably, maybe, but we don't know.
Right.
The CTE, like they were saying how, like that could have been an influence. Yes.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring up the Chris Benoit story real quick, but because he did kill his family.
Yeah, but he's not the only person who has CTE.
True, yeah.
So it's just like I don't know. It was just. It was like the terms were weird, and then like his cousin didn't want to testify. That was weird.
Yeah. Especially when you're sick and you need to be there
in
for
the
your
second
family.
trial, when like everything kind of dumbed down. In the second trial, his wife was the only one who showed up.
You're right.
And he actually won that case.
Yeah, it was kind of.
It was just weird to me. But they did a good job of establishing the mood of the entire documentary.
Right.
Because I felt that like, oh my God, this actually happened, and I witnessed it.
Right.
And it was just.
I felt that it did have a little bit of OJ and a little bit of Ted Bundy in terms of the way he was operating. Like you just killed 2 people and yet you're showing up to Gillette Stadium talking about
schizophrenia. It all comes back down to psychology. Schizophrenia.
And when he was in the prison cell, he said, "Man, my cell is perfect.
Perfect.
Man.
It's beautiful.
Right.
That's kind of weird.
That's signs of a schizophrenic person.
Gotcha. Yeah.
look at Fredy with the terms.
I'm sorry.
With the terms.
Give that up.
My psych professor will be proud.
His psych professor will be proud. Absolutely.
But yeah, and then too, I do feel like when he got to Florida, he had to change his whole deep down personality.
I feel like the biggest motive was his father's death.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because for his mom not to be there, and then his mom to date his cousin's husband.
That was weird.
That was weird.
It was weird.
I didn't get that. I had to rewind because I didn't understand what happened.
Right, and then so he had to hang around his cousin all the time, and then you go to Florida. Now you don't get to go to UConn.
To me, that was a turning point because he was committed to UConn because of his dad.
Right,
And if his dad was still around, he probably would have went to UConn.
Absolutely.
And his brother was there.
He would never we wouldn't even be talking about the story because I think his father would have had him on the right path.
On the right path.
Because dude, I'm talking about.
But I feel like the CTE probably would have played a little bit of role, but not to the extent of murdering.
Right. You can have CTE and not murder people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
And the whole sexuality, I do think that was true. I just think when he got to Florida, he couldn't show that.
He was,
and because his dad
football is masculine sport.
Yeah, masculine sport.
Yeah,
And then probably could have been a thing, like, because, back in the day, it was you couldn't be like, oh, I'm gay, I like men.
Yeah.
That's not, it's accepted more now today, but before, like, you were, especially playing football, like.
And I'm not gonna lie. When I finished watching the doc, I did feel sympathy for him.
Yeah, I did too a little bit. I did.
Not that I'm saying what he did was right.
Exactly.
But I did feel sympathy.
I just feel sympathy because he was human and he went through all that, and there was no way to find out
Until it was too late.
Until it was too late, he did
Yeah.
it. And then when he shot his friend, well, allegedly shot the other person in the face, and then
he called him.
He called him out on it. You know what I mean?
And then when they got on trial, the person shot him, he started to forget the whole story.
Yeah.
Because the lawyer he had with him.
Yeah, and then the part where it kind of got me tired a little bit, where they kind of laughed it off. They were like, we should have hired him for the first trial. Like if he was going to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes.
And then towards the end, they were saying that the reason why he killed himself was to ensure that the Patriots would pay. And
then it didn't.
They overturned it anyway because the mom
with the
fought
new
for
law.
the law. So basically for nothing.
For nothing, basically.
Yeah.
Well, Eli, where can we be reached?
We can be reached on SoundCloud, iTunes, Twitter, IG, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook, all at the WATE Podcast. Follow me on all social media platforms. And I'm out of here.
You have any social media?
Snapchat, Instagram.
At what?
At BEBE the boss.
Okay, so we're gonna
_16.
We'll put it down here.
It's not long. I have to change it.
We'll put his social
that
media.
In there. Snapchat is Fredy Jr. 007.
Fredy Jr. 007.
You know.
So ladies,
that movie's coming out, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to all my Hispanics. Colombia in the house.
Colombia
Super Bowl. Halftime show.
Amazing.
Shakira killed it.
Yep.
J Balvin killed it. Bad Bunny killed it. I was proud of Shakira because she danced the Afro-inspired music that we
Heritage
danced to in the coast. That's where my friend's from.
Yes.
And she brought that to light, so I like that.
That was dope. And ladies and gentlemen, we are
out of here.
Out of here.
See you guys next week.
Next week.
You are now tuned in to the #1 podcast in the world, The Wait, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the host of our show, Mr. Liilard.